What is Cyberpunk 2077 to you? This game was released almost 3 years ago, and during this time managed to go from a bug mess to one of the most beloved games in the cyberpunk genre, not only in the gaming industry, but also in the art in general. This is my story with the Cyberpunk 2077 and how it changed me and reminded me once again why I love games and consider them a work of art. For me, this game has become something personal. It helped me not to fall into the abyss and remain myself in a way. I'm glad that you are here. Let's start. First time I played Cyberpunk 2077 was in 2022, 2 years after the release of the game, so I didn't catch the whole situation with the post-release version. You know, there are games that leave a mark on your life, your soul, and change who you are. In difficult moments, I could immerse myself into this cold, unfriendly, and maddened world, but find in it something cozy, comfortable, and so close to my soul. So far I have almost 200 hours in this game, and I can think of many other games that have brought me such depth and so many different emotions. Next to this is probably only the Skyrim, the Witcher series, the third part in particular, and oddly enough, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. With all its darkness and gloom, hiding behind the greed of corporations, the society in which consumerism and the thirst of profit have won, the world of the cyberpunk is still attractive. There is something in it that you don't want to tear away from, that you want to spend time with and get away from everyday life sometimes, full of fog and uncertainty. It's something, it's people. Yes, people. Cyberpunk is a story about the people with the broken souls, people who got played by the system, who fought to the last, but lost and were banished to the dumpster of the history. People who rushed to reach the top, achieved their dreams, but at what cost? What did they lose by going down this road? Much more. Friends, family, past, the life. Night City is never fair. It never forgives mistakes. You stake everything or nothing. It's a ruthless city, but still with a soul of its own. It remembers all the stories, all the people who tried to overcome and defeat it. Night City remembers everything. One of the most enduring aspects of Cyberpunk 2077 is the complex tapestry of characters that populate its neon-soaked streets. I decided to delve deeper into their development, motivations, and impact on the game's narrative. I have played this game 3 times, embodying each of the story's heroes. I've been in the shoes of the corporate wolf, driven by the thirst for money and information for the sake of blackmail, an experienced gangster from Haywood with dreams of becoming a fixer and always seeking for profit, and a nomad who lost his family with no money in his wallet and a half-broken car. The latter to me is the canon, the one I recommend playing for those who want to immerse themselves for the first time in this mysterious, enigmatic world. You are a person who has left everything behind. You have nothing. A clear slate lies before you. Or maybe not entirely clear. You may argue with me that all the story branches leave you with nothing and throw you into the cold loneliness of the Night City. You will be partially right, but in the first two branches, as a corporate wolf and a gangster from the Haywood, you are already in the Night City. You have contracts, connections, people you know. You are a part of this anthill called Night City. As a nomad, on the other hand, you arrive in the city truly alone. You don't know anyone, except maybe for Jackie Wells, but you haven't even seen him before, and you just grab the first job that comes your way, only to keep moving forward, to continue to exist. About the nomad version, very little is known. A former clan member, a lifelong traveler, a person who values friends and family. For him, it's all relative. It is easier to roleplay as him because you invent his past by yourself, making the character into a person, stringing muscles, nerves, and emotions onto the skeleton given to you by the game's writers. In games like this, it's crucial, and in my opinion, on par with the characters, it is one of the strongest points of the game. And I suggest we go a little back and delve a little into the subject of the characters. And I would like to start with undisputedly the main character of this story, the Night City. The 18th and 19th centuries marked the transition from the era of Enlightenment to Romanticism, and then from the Romanticism to the Realism. This is a period of maturity in the formation of urban consciousness, a period of awareness of oneself as an urban person. At the verge of the 18th and 19th centuries, the process of holistic perception of the city began. Its body and spirit, understanding the city as a locus that determines human consciousness. In the architectural projects of this period, the city appears as part of the nature and the universe. The idea of a free, open city is being established, which has no fortifications. Instead, the city is surrounded by a green strip of boulevards. Planning of the city is given balance and harmony of spatial composition coordinated with the surrounding landscape. The growth of the cities was some kind of crazy, causeless process. Perhaps people left their old places in search of freedom from oppressive traditions and conventions. This at least somehow explains the integrity of the city and the relative uniformity of the city people, who are united not by class consciousness, but by the desire of independence, the desire of spectacles and entertainments that city provides. Civilizational process marked by the beginning of the First World War intensified in the urban consciousness the moods of loneliness, pessimism, and dissipation of the apocalypse, a sense of the end of history. At the same time, the breakthrough scientific and technological progress softened the general twilight of the worldview, giving rise to faith in science and future well-being. The loneliness of consciousness, reflected in the literature of modernism, was combined with the belief in the boundless possibilities of man, which manifested itself in the attraction to experimentation, and first of all, to experimentation with the space, the growth of cities, the diversity of urban concepts, the actualization of the genre of utopia and dystopia in the literature. Dystopia is a literature or film genre that depicts the dangerous consequences of experiments on humanity for its improvement, certain often attractive social ideals. Dystopias are often characterized by fear of distress, tyrannical governments, environmental disasters, or other characteristics associated with the cataclysmic decline in society. Themes typical of a dystopian society include complete control over the people in a society through the usage of propaganda, heavy censoring of information or denial of free thought, worshipping an unattainable goal, the complete loss of individuality, and heavy enforcement of conformity. Does it ring a bell? Night City is one of the largest cities in the Free States of Northern California, founded by an American businessman, Richard Knight. He dreamt of building his ideal city for years until he had an opportunity. The history of the city officially began in 1994, when the entrepreneur received territory on the western coast of the United States and began construction of Coronado City, trying to bring his dream project to life. The development of the city began with the port, the medical quarter, and the lower city. During the construction of the city, which was still called Coronado City at the time, the threat to the architect's life rose every day. He was threatened, he was tried to be killed. However, this could not stop such a confident and determined personality. As the danger grew, he attracted new allies from various corporations who dealt with problems in their uncompromising manner. But even Richard Knight could not forever lead fate by the nose. Luck turned away from him on September 20, 1998. An unknown sniper on the roof of one of the city's skyscrapers cut short the life of the great architect. A few days later, the newly formed city council changed the name of Coronado City, dedicating it to its deceased creator. So, Night City appeared on the US maps. Less than a week later, the war for power over Knight's wonderful but unfinished work had begun. In the end, Night City became a dystopia. This project began as an ideal place with minimal corporate control, emphasis on individuality and freedom, an oasis of tranquility in the abyss of voracious globalization. The ideal of control and order. It all ended with the death of the creator and what humanity does best, another war between corporations and the mafia, and the transition of the city to the terminal stage. This period will last for years, similar to a dying sun, which first turns into a red giant, then into a white dwarf, and finally dies. Richard Knight's dream survived him. Perhaps it's for the best. If the architect were alive, he would probably go crazy from what his biggest brainchild had turned into. This cesspool, inhabited by corrupt cops and officials, greedy corporates and ruthless criminals, remains one of the most inhospitable places in the cyberpunk world. However, this place gives hope in its weird way. Everyone who was born in Night City or just came there has a ghostly chance of success. If you can do something, go to Night City. There will be a buyer for any talent. At the heart of the Cyberpunk 2077 lies the character of We, a mercenary caught in the crossfire of the corporate machinations. 3 years ago, players first stepped into the We's shoes, and their journey has been nothing short of tumultuous. We is not merely a predetermined protagonist, they are a reflection of the choices players make. This dynamic character development system where decisions shape the course of V's destiny remains one of the game's standout features. V's journey is one of moral ambiguity and difficult choices, where the line between right and wrong blurs amidst the neon lights of the Night City. 3 years of player-driven choices have deepened the narrative, allowing V to evolve into a unique persona. Their internal struggles and external challenges mirror the harsh realities of a dystopian future. Returning to V in 2023 offers a chance to reevaluate the impact of these choices and how they influence the overall narrative. Moreover, V's relationship with Johnny Silverhand has evolved over time. Johnny, portrayed by the Keanu Reeves, is a digital ghost haunting V's neural implant. Initially a source of tension, Johnny's presence becomes a vital part of V's journey. Their interactions and conflicts reveal layers of depth, and revisiting their dynamic sheds new lights on their complex relationship. The enigmatic Johnny Silverhand, a rock star turned rogue, remains a central figure in the Cyberpunk 2077. 3 years ago, players were introduced to this digital rebel, and his presence in the game continues to resonate, especially after the Phantom Liberty DLC. Johnny's role as a digital construct raises intriguing questions about identity, consciousness, and the fusion of man and machine. We have the opportunity to analyze how Johnny's character arc has evolved. His rebellious spirit and disdain for corporate authority have left an indelible mark on V's journey and character. Johnny's motivations, which stem from tumultuous past and a desire to enact change, add layers to the narrative. Keanu Reeves' performances as Johnny Silverhand injected charisma and depth into the character, making him a memorable addition to the Cyberpunk pantheon.
Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots, and now they're after our souls.
Might be right. Can't really argue with you there.
V, I've declared war not because capitalism's a thorn in my side or out of nostalgia for an America gone by. This war's a people's war against a system that spiraled out of our control. It's a war against the fucking forces of entropy. Understand? Do whatever it takes to stop them, defeat them, gut them. If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it.
Exploring Johnny's backstory and his interactions with V provides fresh insights into the game's storylining. As we revisit Johnny Silverhand, we can better appreciate his role in this shaping V's choices and the ultimate direction of the narrative. But Cyberpunk 2077 is not solely about the V and Johnny. It's a tale of woven with a vibrant cast of supporting characters who breathe life into the Night City. 3 years after release, these characters have become iconic in their own right, and their significance in the game's world remains undeniable. Characters like Judy Alvarez, Panam Palmer, Takemura, and others add depth and humanity to the Night City's dystopian landscape. Their individual arcs, motivations, and relationships players forge with them contribute to the game's emotional resonance. These characters are not mere quiet givers, they are pillars of support, sources of conflicts, and window into the myriad lives struggling to survive into the city of dreams. In the world of Cyberpunk 2077, characters are more than scripted lines, they're conduits for the storytelling. In 2023, revisiting these characters allowed me to appreciate the nuances of their development and how they enhance the overall narrative. It's a testament to the game's enduring appeal that these characters remain as captivating as ever. Beyond the character's initial portrayal, it's essential to acknowledge the impact of the post-launch content and patches. Developers have worked diligently to refine and expand the character stories, often responding to players' feedback and criticism. Exploring the characters in their current states offers a glimpse into how the game has evolved over the past 3 years. The character analysis in Cyberpunk 2077 is not just a retrospective, it's an opportunity to rediscover the depth and complexity of Johnny Silverhand and the supporting cast. These characters continue to be the heart and soul of the Night City, and you should try it to understand. Their stories are the testament to the enduring appeal of Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 isn't just a game. For me, it's an immersive journey into the meticulously crafted dystopian universe. 3 years since its release, it's a pure joy to delve into the lore of Night City, the sprawling metropolis that serves as the backdrop for these adventures. The lore, like the fine wine, has aged, revealing new layers and intricacies that enrich the overall experience. From the moments players set foot in the Night City, they are enveloped in the world that oozes cyberpunk aesthetics. The towering skyscrapers, holographic billboards, and gritty underbelly create a sense of place that feels both familiar and foreign. But Night City isn't just a backdrop, it's a character in its own right, as we've established before. Exploring Night City's lore means delving into its history, culture, and the myriad stories that lurk in its alleyways. The city lore is a blend of high-tech futurism and the decay of urban sprawl. Megacorporations wield unchecked power, cybernetic enhancements are commonplace, and the line between humanity and technology blurs. As we talk about the Night City's lore, we can appreciate how it has evolved and expanded. The patches and updates have introduced new elements, quests, and characters that breathe life into the city. Players have uncovered hidden stories, deciphered graffitis, and pieces together the puzzle of the Night City's past. It's a testament to the game's world building that Night City remains a place worth exploring, even after 3 years. The core of Cyberpunk's storyline lies in the exploration of technology's impact on human identity. Cyberpunk delves deep into this matter, where cyberware enhancement blurred the lines between flesh and machine. The lore is a reflection of the ethical dilemmas, existential questions, and society shifts brought about by rapid technological advancement. The lore of Cyberpunk allows us to examine the implication of cyberware and the consequences of augmentating one's body. It's not just the mechanical benefits, it's about the loss of humanity in the pursuit of the power. The lore encourages us to ponder where we draw the line between progress and transhumanism. Beyond Night City, the lore of Cyberpunk 2077 extends to the broader world. The nomads of the Badlands, the free states of America, and the global state of affairs are all part of this expansive universe. Exploring the lore isn't confined to the city limits. It's about understanding the geopolitical landscape that shapes the narrative. In this ever-evolving universe, post-launch content has introduced new lore elements. These expansions enrich the world, offering fresh perspective and stories to uncover. Yes, I'm talking about the latest DLC, The Phantom Liberty. Whether it's journeying into the Badlands or encountering new factions, the lore remains a dynamic integral part of the Cyberpunk 2077 experience. As I've revisited the lore of the Cyberpunk and the Cyberpunk 2077 in particular, I reminded myself that for me it's not just a game, it's a journey into a fully realized cyberpunk world. It's a testament to the game's enduring appeal that its lore continues to captivate, challenge, and immerse me and other players, and will continue to do that even after years of the release. In the world of Cyberpunk 2077, the lore is the connective tissue that binds the characters, the city, and the future itself. As I reflected on the journey to the Cyberpunk 2077, it's evident that this game has undergone a remarkable transformation. What started as a contentious launch has evolved into the shining example of the redemption in the gaming industry. 3 years ago, Night City was a place of both wonder and frustration. Today, it stands as a testament to CD Projekt Red's unwavering commitment to their vision and to the dedicated community that embraced it. The game's post-launch journey has been marked by substantial expansions that enriched the lore, technical improvements that polished its rough edges, and quality of life enhancement that made it more accessible than ever before. But perhaps what truly sets Cyberpunk 2077 apart is the enduring appeal of its characters and lore. V navigates the neon-lit streets of Night City not as mere protagonist, but as an integral part of a vast and complex narrative tapestry. Johnny Silverhand's rebel spirit continues to resonate, embodying the very essence of a dystopian future. In the grand tradition of Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk 2077 has carved out its place in the genre's pantheon. It stands as a vivid example of the possibilities of interactive storytelling, where players are not passive observers but active participants in the shaping the narrative. The game's industry impact extends beyond its initial launch, serving as a case study in post-launch redemption and player-focused development. So, what is Cyberpunk 2077 for you? There is no right answer to this question. Cyberpunk is different for everyone. For some, it's a passing game that they played and forgot. For others, it is not more than a mediocre shooter. And for some, like me, it is a game that I could live in. And it has become an integral part of me. Thank you for your time, Chumbas. Stay safe, stay healthy, and try not to lose your soul into the city of dreams. See you in the next one. Peace.